Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday morning, June the 4th. This is Angie from Little Dumplings Nursery. I'm doing a quick update video, and you hear me in the background, but you won't see me. In fact, I'm still having my coffee. So this is Jameson, the little Bountiful Baby kit that I had been working on. I wanted to give you guys an update on my experiences with this kit. Because I had ordered some of these kits in different faces when they first came in, looked at them, played around with them, you know, saw what they felt like and everything, then turned around and resold them because I was still a little unsure if it was something I wanted to paint or not. One of the things about the Bountiful Baby kits that I noticed right off is that they're very soft, floppy silicone, and I'm not a fan of the super mushy silicone. So I was not sure how trying to paint these legs and arms individually, how that would go. And the other thing, I had heard people saying anything from this is wonderful, it's affordable, it takes paint beautifully, and I love it, to this is horrible, it leaches oil, it is very oily, I had trouble with the paints adhering, and those kind of negative comments. So they varied from the extremely happy to the extremely dissatisfied, and that scared me as well. So as you all know, whereas I've said before, I started painting silicone in 2013. I started dabbling in it, and I'm going to switch the camera over here if it'll show up. In 2013, when I started painting silicone, I was painting the Dragon Skin, or rather EcoFlex 20 and EcoFlex 30 babies. So I still have two of my original babies. This one is EcoFlex 30, I believe. So she's pretty firm. And she was painted with Psycho paints and matted with the old Fuse FX matting powder that I guess was kind of like a powdered sugar-based powder. And then this was actually one of my second or third ones to paint. She was in the early days too. I forget which one was done first. He's still bald. This is an EcoFlex 20 quarter limb little baby. He's really soft. I absolutely adore this baby. He was one of the first babies that Rachel Farrell sculpted and poured, and that is Dawson. And so I have him, and he's painted in my early days. There's my little avatar over there that I did from Kristen Englert's petal sculpt that she made into an avatar. So those are my two silicones that I have kept. And I can honestly say that one of the great things about the early days silicone, even though the matting was a nightmare to try to get it put on, once you got these babies matted, they really stay matte well. I don't redress my babies a lot. I do maybe a couple of times a year at most. I mean, I'll do it during holidays and that kind of thing. I don't play with them and that kind of thing. So they would have suffered more wear and tear if I did, but I dust them off, you know, when I redress them and use the Just Matte powder on them. They've just held up great. So anyway, those are my early days. And so off and on over the years, I have dabbled in silicone. And with the resurgence of silicone interest, I've played back and forth with some of these newer, softer things. So I decided there seems to be a huge interest in silicone nowadays, more so than ever. And silicone has gone up in pricing just like everything else. I am just not in a place where I can afford to continuously pay $1,800 and up for silicone full body blanks. I have bought partial silicones and paid as much as $850, $900 for partial silicones and got them painted, and I find it harder to sell the more expensive ones. So I just decided that I would try a Bountiful Baby kit. And so we started with Jameson, and I got him in with the full intention of trying everything on him. So I did. My first thing, as many of you know when you followed me on my page, is that I wanted to try cutting the mouth open because I've had little experience in that. And Jameson's was indeed a challenge, but I got his mouth cut open. I learned from that experience using the retractors to open it up so wide to clean it out that it caused a little splitting here and here. We'll see if I can zoom in. So then I did a lot of research on how to resculpt that and repair it, and it has been repaired. When you start zooming in, you start seeing every little piece of dust. And then I made him a tongue. So he has a little tongue. And so I've got him now where he can take a Jolly Pop pacifier. And I've shown you all that before. I'm not going to do it today just because I'm doing this all one-handed. But I decided not to close his mouth back up. And I decided to sell him because you can do one of two things. You can be the collector who likes the pacifier on your baby every now and again and wants the Jolly Pop and wants to put it in. And you'll know that you have to be careful with it, just like any baby that's had the mouth open, it can split. His might be a little more susceptible because of the repair. I honestly could not say if it is or isn't. I just know that it's been repaired. And the other thing is, if you're concerned about that, then you just don't ever put a pacifier in it. And that to me was better than closing it back up, because you could still see the little bit of tongue peeking out. And I liked that look. So that looks more realistic to me. So that's why I decided not to close it back up. So that worked out fine. As far as how he took paint, I didn't have any problems painting this baby. Now, one of the things that I can say about silicone is that a lot of people, I think, who were trying these when they first came out were suddenly jumping on the silicone painting bandwagon because suddenly there were more Bountiful Baby, in my opinion, how do I put this? They put out affordable kits and they'll put these kits out, but then inevitably they'll wind up marking them down on a sale. And I've learned the hard way, don't buy anything at new price unless you're just dying to have it, because eventually it will go. Sorry about that little glitch there. My internet's apparently a little weak in here today. It's kind of stormy out. So anyway, when you get a baby like this from Bountiful Baby and you've gotten him on sale like this, you have a lot of new people wanting to get in there and try painting. So the newer you are to learning, the more apt you are to make mistakes. We all do. So I cannot say how many of the people that have had issues painting this silicone had them because of improper prepping or improper technique. I don't know. I also have no doubt that there have been veteran silicone painters possibly who tried it who also had issues. I don't know. I think most of your veteran painters tend to stick more to the hand sculpted higher end babies, though, I found. So or even the middle of the road price babies and that kind of thing. So I think that you've got all different kinds of people out there. You've got people who are more serious about it and only want hand sculpted babies, and then you've got people who just want to play with it and want affordable ones, and they want these real born ones. And either way, I'm not knocking either end of that. I'm just saying that there's a lot of different experience levels and whatnot going on. So having said that, I myself have not had any problems painting this kit. The other thing I did, as I mentioned to you all, is because I didn't like how overly floppy it is, and because he has this one leg that hangs out more straight, I decided to go ahead and install wire armatures in him. So I did that, and you can see where I repaired this end, and you can't see at all where I did this end, because I've gotten really good at doing that, the repair part. So I'm going to try to set my phone up here and see if I can show you the bendability. It's kind of, you're coming through my tub here, so it's a little, but so you can see now his leg will bend. I use a softer armature. Now this one, because it's cocked at a weird angle, does not bend as well as the other one, but it will bend some. You can bend the foot up some. Look at that, the foot. So you get that, and you get a little structure so that it doesn't flop all over the place, and you can bend it in. So you've got that on that leg. The other one, like I said, bends better. I can show you on the arms. That bends up, so you can bring it up at an angle like that to have it closer to the baby's body. So, and you still got a little bit of wiggly there. So I like that. So the armatures, I think, did make it easier to paint once you got them in. But when it's all said and done, my baby matted well. I think a lot of us struggle with matting. I do. I'm still trying to perfect that. I went back and gave him very barely their eyebrows, because I leave my babies bald, and bald babies typically don't have dark eyebrows. So there's my baby. I'm going to leave him in this tub now that he's all finished and matted and everything. I like to leave him here to cure for about a week before I start assembling him and that just means that gives it time for the silicone pores to close up completely, and I just feel like it's more stable if you do that. So that's Jameson. That's my thoughts on Jameson. I hope you were able to follow this video and didn't totally lose everything I said. I'm sorry for the poor connection, and y'all have a great day. Bye.